Ladies and gentlemen, this is All Wrestling Talk Nation, and thank you for joining us on a special Friday edition of Indy Superstar Spotlight with our guest, Selene Gray. How you doing there, Miss Selene?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I've been great and been better, been worse, but we still soldiering on. So I want to thank you for being a part of the show. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors real quick, or the people that are partnering up with All Wrestle Talk. And also, this is my creation, my baby, but I do like to thank the people that helped me out. Number one, got to give a big shout out to the new partner on the street, and that is the one and the only Kayfabe Concepts, Mr. Paul Jaser. Want to thank you big time, brother, for helping us out. Love the banner. We're going to be putting those on all the new links, so y'all be watching out for that. And if you want posters, pictures done, banners, go to their page on Facebook. It is Kayfabe Concepts. You want to go to their page. You want to check it out. Go from there. You want to check it out, and talk to them. He'll get you a good price, good deal, and good turnaround. So that's one guy. Also want to give a big shout out to Disciples of Christ Wrestling Ministries. It has a Christian wrestling show, but on June 6th, Ultimate Surrender, we will be back in the Lions Club for that show. On June the 6th, you want to come out. We love to have y'all. We're going to have some special matches going down, even an Ultimate Surrender match itself. So be out there, be ready. 6 o'clock the bell time, or the doors are opening, 7 o'clock bell time. All Wrestling Talk Nation, we provide the commentary, so you're going to definitely check it out. C-Double will be in the house. So with that being said, I want to also thank everybody for being a part of the All Wrestle Talk Wrestling group. So if you're in the group, here's the way we shake it down. We're going to put all the exclusive stuff. Also, it's a good place for wrestlers, people to come get ideas, bounce ideas, all right? Promoters, please. And look, if you're a fan, that's one thing, but please be respectful to the wrestlers. This is a craft. This is something that we do I want to try to build for people that is a help to them. That's why it's a closed group, not we try not to say no one could come in, but I want to make it where guys and women can talk to each other, bounce ideas, and, hey, you got a grief, you have a grief, you can settle it there. I ain't going to get in the middle of it. But with that being said, I'm C-Double, and this is my show, and I'm running my way. So, want to thank you once again, Selene. We were scheduled to have you on Wednesday. We had some plans that came up last minute on both sides. So, please know that it wasn't you. It was also me too. So I want to thank you again for being a part of it. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I hope everything's well on your end as well.
Oh, yeah. We're making it. We're hanging and banging. So, and by the way, everybody, if you are on Facebook, please feel free to message me. Feel free to also tweet any questions. Feel free. Tonight is Indy Superstar Spotlight. So, and she is the guest, and we're going to start this interview right now. Selene, when you first started, what got you into wrestling? What made you wanted to do this business?
Actually, that quite a bit, and it's actually a funny story. My brother actually gave me a video game for, I believe it was 2013 WWE. It was, I believe, Xbox, and I couldn't get the little guy to move the way I wanted him to move, so I was like, screw this, I'm going to go do this myself. And that's basically how it all started, because I was frustrated with a video game and said I can do it better.
Oh, my. You know what? I've heard some interesting stories, but that probably is right up there now. I like that. You were so fed up with the video game, you said, that's it, I'm going to be a wrestler. I get the same way. The problem is I can't play football, so, they sound too short and too fat. I don't agree with it. But now, all right. So with that being said, who basically started training you, and how long have you been in the business?
I've actually only been in the business a little bit less than 2 years, so I'm still a baby. I was trained by PCW in Chicago Ridge, Illinois. They're actually not training anymore, but their last event was in December of last year, but I actually did start my training there, and I'm continuing on now.
All right. Well, how long in your training process, who's the ones that are training? I mean, I know you said PCW, but who is actually training you?
I had a few out there. There was Jared Priest. There was Jay Phoenix and Matt Creed were the main people that I was training with.
All right. And now, you being so young to the business, how has, are there a lot of women wrestling with you? Are there people helping you, along the way? Are they making sure you pay your dues? How is it, training and also starting out as a rook?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that are helping me. The PCW people were great. Like I said, it's only been a few months that they've been gone, but I still ask a lot of questions. I watch a lot of videos. If there's something that I want to learn, I'll ask people, anybody that's really good in the business. Either I'll call them, I'll send them a message, or I'll talk to them just face to face.
All right. Well, that's good. Now, other thing I've noticed, like with your pages and stuff, you got an athlete page, which is great. How does social media help you in bookings and in getting matches set up, or just overall networking your way around?
I mean, I think it helps a lot. Like, some people don't have Twitter, some people have Facebook and they don't like Twitter. Some people have Twitter, they don't like Facebook. So it's really good to be on all those social medias, as many as possible, to get those bookings. Because really, that is the main way people are going to book you. No one's going to have your phone number. I mean, they might know another wrestler that's on the scene already, and they can contact you through there. But the best way is through either Facebook or Twitter or something. To be honest, most of my bookings do come from Facebook because it's easier just to message on there. I'm actually not sure how Twitter works. I think you have to be following each other. I'm not exactly sure. But I really don't get messages on there, just mainly on Facebook. Or somebody will message me that I know that's already wrestling or that needs to have someone booked or something like that. But usually most of them come through Facebook.
All right. So out of all the social media sites, Facebook's actually been a big time help. And actually, that's a lot of ways that a lot of people. How networking also, do you find yourself when it's time to book for your matches and stuff, do you find yourself trying to get yourself booked through Facebook more, or promoting your shows, promoting places you'll be? Do you find yourself doing that a lot more too?
Yeah, promoting myself on shows, doing these radio shows are great. Facebook, just putting the flyers out there, just mentioning the places you're going to be, put your schedule up there. All that stuff helps a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right. So where all do you work? Like, what are the territories that you cover?
I'm in the Midwest. I'm actually based out of Chicago, Illinois. So I travel from anywhere to Indiana to Wisconsin. I mean, I'll go anywhere. Just that depends how far and who's booked, how long it's going to take me to get out there, all that good stuff. So right now I'm based out of like Indiana, more Wisconsin, and the Illinois area.
Okay. So growing up, now you said, you were playing a video game and everything, but now the next question I want to ask you is, were you following wrestling? Were you a fan of anybody? What, I get the video game part, but what I want to know is, do you have any wrestlers that inspired you to become a wrestler?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've gone to a few WWE events and Ring of Honor. And there are a lot of wrestlers that I do like their style. I mean, I like the whole lucha style. So, I mean, my moveset is kind of based on the lucha libre style. And I like the high flyers. Matt Sydal is probably one of my favorites to watch. Callisto, he's awesome. Like, I just met him a little bit ago, and he had a lot of great advice. And like I said, I like his style and everything.
All right. This is where, like I said, I always like to take it from different spots. And by the way, Matt Sydal, Callisto, phenomenal workers. Got to see Matt Sydal work live back in February. Unbelievable match. Very, the lifestyle is one thing, but man, in-ring performer-wise, one of the best high flyers I've ever seen. So you like the lucha style, you like the fast-paced matches. My next question to you, what was the hardest thing, and maybe even still today, what's the hardest thing for you learning in wrestling? What was it the bumps? Was it, running these ropes? Because, the rings are different sizes, different textures, could hurt you if you're not careful. What about, and also, if not that, is it also just in general learning how to communicate with people?
To be honest, none of that was that difficult. My thing was that I do a lot of the high flying moves. And, sorry, my dog just decided to bark right now.
I wanted to be on the show. I got you. He's so stopped.
But I love doing that stuff. But my problem is that I'm afraid of heights. So I just have to basically do it and not think about it. But other than that, it's just I got to do. Instead of I get up on the top and I try not to think about it. But I'm afraid of heights. I'm very definitely afraid of heights. But after I get over that fear, I mean, like I said, sometimes I just have to do instead of think about it.
I like how you just said that, because that's a big hurdle for a lot of wrestlers, women wrestlers as well. Talk about that. You just said, sometimes you can't think, stop thinking, react, or just go with it, go with the moment, so kind of go with us, because it's hard to just sometimes shut the brain off. How have you, trained yourself to get to that point?
To be honest, PCW is a great place. I'm really sad that they're gone. They helped a lot with it. They did this thing when you wouldn't want to do something. They'd ask you your favorite color, and then you just have to do it. You wouldn't even think that you were doing it. They'd ask you something completely different while you're doing the move, so you wouldn't actually think about what you're doing. And so you'd be thinking of the answer to the question. So I kind of brought that to what I'm doing now, even though they're not around right now. But I kind of am using that still in the things I'm doing now.
Well, I love that you mentioned that, because actually that is something, see, with the wrestling show I work with, I do the writing and the commentary. But me and the guys, we have some trainers, and he had to train this one guy, and he said, he kept on saying, I can't. And the trainer looked at him and said, go to your happy place. And the guy's like, oh, you don't want no. He's like, whatever, shut up. What's your favorite color? And he's like, oh, blue. He's just, now do the flip. And he did it. And that, that is so important how you just said that. In wrestling, you got to be able to do these bumps. You got to be able to show that you are able to take care of yourself. This person is trusting you in that ring as well as you are trusting them. So,
right.
we want everyone to come in and wrestle and also be able to go home the same, if possible.
Right.
You just told us you worked in the Midwest territories, about the wrestling, the taking the bumps. You said you like Decidel, you like Kalisto. What wrestlers that you watch, and literally, for a woman now, what? Apologize, everybody. That usually happens when I hit the wrong chord. Anyway, what happens when you're in the ring? You get into work, and what moves that you watch in wrestling and say, I want to use that. I want to use that. I want to see if I can go with that. Which moves do you like to use?
Well, I mean, I don't really look at anything like WWE style, nothing like that. But I'll go into like I'll put in like Japanese style or Lucha Libre style or something like that. And I'll look at those. So there's no one really I can give you a name of now, because when I pull them up, it's all in like Japanese. So I can't even read who it is. And I just kind of watch it and see what I like.
Boxes, China box, upside down house, upside happy face. Yeah, I know what you mean. All right. In Japan, they have the fast-paced match. So does the Lucha Libre. Have you ever given me the middle finger? All right, and I didn't touch it this time. All right. So in the business and everything, you get to go in, you wrestle. Are you booked as face more or heel?
Most of the time I'm face. I can't remember the last time I played a heel, to be honest.
Well, how do you feel? I mean, do you enjoy being face? Because, there's some people, all they want to do is play heel. You got some people, let them be baby all day long. They'll kiss the baby, shake the hands, and slap the people if they want. No. But, stuff of that sort.
Yeah, I mean, I do the whole superhero thing, so I mean, it gets over with the kids a lot. So for me, it's easy to play face. If I had to play heel, I mean, like you said, I'll just say shut up to people and stuff like that. But that's hard too. I know people say it's so easy to play heel, but if those people like you, they're going to cheer you, and you don't really want that. You're trying to get them not to like you. But I mean, really, with anything, I like to wrestle, so it wouldn't really matter to me.
So, all right, here's a good question for you, and see if you could give me a little good answer here for you. I've never seen you wrestle. Or, you know, if I'm a guy that, you know, never seen you wrestle, don't know you for much, and I hear you come out, you know, you got about a 15, 20-second, you know, moment to capture someone's, you know, attention. And you said the superhero thing, which is cool, but what I want to ask you is, what is Selena Gray? What is she about? What is, you know, when she gets in that ring and she's flying around, you know, being that superhero, what is she?
She is basically that person that is fast-paced, that tries to keep everybody on their toes and tries to throw off my opponent with the speed that she has, and just basically trying to out-wrestle the person that's in the ring with them.
Awesome. Now, you know, I've seen like one of your videos. You actually wrestled one of our guests from the last week's show, the Great Cheyenne. How was it working with her?
It was great. I mean, I love the girl. I've worked with her a couple times. I hope to work with her in the future as well. She's been in the business a lot longer. I think that our characters are perfect to go against each other. She's got that whole monster thing and pretty much the anti-hero, where I'm here just the quick speeds and she's got the power. And basically, it's just speed versus power. I think in like the superhero and the villain thing, that kind of works out. If you watch a comic, that's what you'll see.
All right. Now, I got to tell you, I got to see one of your pictures. It's one of my favorite pictures I've seen. It's the animated version of you. So let me go ahead and ask the $1 million question. Are you a comic book / anime fan?
Oh, of course I am. Definitely. I love the comics, love the DC. I love Marvel too. I mean, I have no problems with Marvel. I know some people are only DC and some people are only Marvel. If I had to choose, of course I would choose the DC, but I mean, I like them both. I like it all.
Who's your favorite? You know, we'll go ahead and go on this tangent since we're already on there. Who's your favorite superhero?
Are you really asking me that right now?
Let's go ahead and ask. Go ahead. I mean, you said DC. I'm curious, so I want to know.
Supergirl is my favorite.
No problem there. See, and that's kind of what I was thinking, because I liked how, you know, it's just real crisp. But when I saw it, I said to myself, that is a very unique way to go with that, because people, you know, wrestlers, you know, it's like you have a hard time trying to get some guys to use their personalities to get across, and some don't want to try it. And I see you did that, and I'm going, I could definitely tell already. You didn't have to tell me you were a fan of, you know, superheroes. So you've already mentioned it like 300 a couple of times already. But what I'm saying is, it's cool because sometimes that's something is missing. Like, there's a woman, her name is Asha Pare, one of our first interviews. She talked about how her character is super Asha. You know, so that's just, you know, it's just good to see that in this business you can still be / a kid, but also use that personality, use the quirkiness, you know, to get over. Sure. And that, to me, that's a gold mine. I don't think a lot of people think of that way. So, you know, I just wanted to give you a attaboy, you know, keep that going, because it's a good thing, and I liked it. That was one of the reasons why when I saw it, I was like, I got to get this girl on the show. So, yeah, well, you know, and also the artist, was that you, or was that a friend, or what?
No, actually, I got that made. So, I mean.
Wow. Well, whoever did it, you tell them they did a phenomenal job. I mean, it really they did.
She knows, yeah, she did a great job. Basically, just gave her a few of my pictures, tell her what I wanted, and she created that, which was awesome on her part. She did a great job.
All right. Well, one of my buddies, actually my partner, Paul, who did the banner, wanted me to ask you, if you had the opportunity to call out any current wrestler, who would it be and why?
Any current wrestler.
And it doesn't have to be WWE. It could be anybody.
Right. I want to say that is a great question. You know what? I can't really say. I mean, I met Mary Dawson a couple times. I would like to wrestle her, but also Santana Garrett, she has a kind of a similar style as me. So, I mean, she looks like she does the whole Wonder Woman kind of thing. So it'd be great to have a chance to wrestle her too. So it'd be pretty much Wonder Woman versus Supergirl and see how that goes. That would be great.
Oh, man. That's just so wrong because that's one of my favorite women also. Anyway, when I was thinking Wonder Woman. But I like that question too, man, Paul. Keep that up, man. I like that. So that's your answer there. And now another one's asking, and I mean, he wants to know about your gimmick. Did you get your gimmick, from Supergirl? Like, did you take not necessarily everything, but did you kind of put your mindset that if you were Supergirl, this is what you'd be doing in the ring?
Sort of. The whole thing with Supergirl started with actually the initials of Selene Gray, and I just kind of used the S as my initial. And of course, I mean, I love the comics and everything, and like I said, the initials matched and the Supergirl match and everything. I kind of went with that. But the style is really all me. Like the character, like the good guy, the hero, is based off Supergirl, but like the lucha style is based off of what I'm doing.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if you just kind of turned in late, she got into wrestling by playing WWE 13 and getting mad that the person wasn't doing the moves right. So she just went to wrestling and did it right. So yeah, gamer, give her another check mark there. Now another question I have for you, is that styles makes fights. Especially in wrestling, you want to feel like the unstoppable force, movable object. For you though, as a wrestling and you're learning, what opponent do you rather wrestle? Would you rather wrestle someone that's, where your styles are opposites, or you want to go someone that can fly with you, that can, bounce off the ropes and get the crowd all hyped?
Good question. I'd rather wrestle anybody. Anybody who wants to wrestle me, I'm all for it. As for what I would prefer, anything. You can give me anybody, and we'll make it work. I mean, it's all knowing each other. You don't really have to know each other necessarily, but putting in a great match together doesn't matter your style or that other person's style. It's always fun as long as you want to wrestle. I mean, everything is always fun. So really, anybody really, high flying or the monster type, if you want to say it. I like wrestling anybody.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good answer. Don't feel bad. You're good. We're watching you. Now, another question from my buddy Paul. Wanted to know, what was the hardest roadblock you hit breaking into the business?
The hardest roadblock? I hate to say no to people when I have a booking closer to me versus someone that's really far. It's hard for me to get, like, for instance, 9 hours. So, I mean, I guess I would consider that a roadblock because just the distance is so hard. I want to do it all, but I can't because I'd rather take a booking that's closer to me, obviously, where I could be there. Because, I mean, obviously you can hear them in the background. I have 2 dogs, and I need to have people to take care of them. I can't really leave that long, but I mean, if I can get there, I always try to get there. If I have more of a notice, that would be great. But like I said, if there was like easier ways to get there, that'd be awesome. But really, roadblocks, that's pretty much it. Which I wouldn't even really consider that a roadblock. But
well, it is to some people. So that's not that's a good question. Though. I like that answer too. By the way. Now, my question to you is this: in the business, you got your territories, and like you said, you're in the Midwest. Do you have aspirations to travel? Like, would you want to go to the South? Do you want to go out the country, out west? What are your aspirations in wrestling?
I want to do it all. I would love to go to Japan. I'd love to go to Mexico. I'd love to go anywhere. Puerto Rico. I mean, it'd be great to go anywhere, and that's what I'm looking forward to. As quick as possible, obviously. But I mean, I still have a lot of things to learn and everything, and I do want to learn before I go any further than where I am. I've gone to Kansas and Tennessee and wrestled already there, but as for going out of the country, I'd love to. I look forward to everything, every weekend, every week. If I can get a booking out of the country, I'll take it, no problem.
Now, training with wrestlers, when you started training, you wrestle with guys, you can wrestle with girls in the training aspect. So with that being said, in your training, did you have a lot of women or did you have more guys? What was it like, the training aspect?
Well, we obviously had more guys. I mean, with PCW, they actually had a good amount of girls training. It's just we had about 3 girls training versus like the one Thursday practice would be 3 girls and let's say 5 guys. So I mean, the ratio wasn't really that different, but there'd be other training where more guys would go during the week and less girls would go and things like that. But a lot of the Thursdays, the ratio was not different from guys to girls, and the trainers would always try to have the girls wrestle each other. If they couldn't, obviously we would wrestle the guys, but he tried as much as he could to have us wrestle each other.
Now, with that being said, with the guys and the girls, did you notice now, I know you're saying the PCW over in Chicago, was their commitment level? I mean, like, did you notice the women, did they get discouraged a lot? Because in the business, the WWE, like with what they got right now, it looks like they're taking a good turn, but we don't know. But, because they basically have their divas, but I like to call them women wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Have you felt like, places put more on the looks or more on the talent? How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people believe that girls get booked a lot more than the looks, but they're also like, we're so little of us around. I don't believe that is true at all. The wrestling ability has a lot of factors to it. Yeah, if you're good looking and you have that wrestling ability, you're gonna get booked more than someone that has only one of those. And that goes the same for guys, though. If the guy is good looking and he has a wrestling ability, that guy is going to get booked over the guy that only has one of the two. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It just looks more for the girls that it happens more because there's so few of us. So, I mean, yes and no. We do get booked for our looks, but like I said, if someone is good looking and also is a good wrestler, that person's going to get booked over just the pretty girl or the guy that's good looking.
Do you have you in the business, have you felt like that has happened more often though? Like not that particular setting, but like, do you feel like you go into a show, you're going to wrestle someone? Have you ever had the issue where you felt like, man, does this person even know what we're doing? We're about to get in the ring, and I need to know I can trust her. Have you had that issue ever happen?
I mean, I'm pretty new in the business, so I kind of just run with anything. If someone's been a little bit less than me or seems to know a little less than me, it's just with working with the person. So it's not like I'm not afraid to work with anybody. I mean, if the person's going to do something, they don't know what they're doing. But most of the time, as a face, I'm pretty much in control of a lot of it. And they're basically just pounding me when I'm on the ground. So I'm not really worried about working with anybody without experience. I mean, I haven't had a problem with it. If someone, like I said, if someone knows a little bit less than me, you just run with it. It's part of the business.
I gotcha. Well, the next question I have is, like, in the business, you got, your wrestlers, you got the people that like to have fun, and it's always a fun atmosphere. You try to anyway. You also got the ones that have the egos. In the business with the women, though, it's different. I've noticed. Do you ever feel like, promoters are, I don't want to say looks, I don't want to say that, but what is it about, what do you enjoy most about getting booked and getting to work? What is it that, you look at and you notice right away, I'm going to be in a good situation?
But honestly, just being booked when I'm there, it's just the smiles that I put on the kids' faces. Like, especially the little girls, they see me as that superhero. and they kind of like live up to that and are excited for like the good guys to come out like they should be. But like just seeing the smiles on their faces, that's why I do it. Like it's great to see that.
Oh, good. And that is a good thing. Now, you know, out of every, you know, you have your, you know, we just talked about, you know, dream match of scenario, but now let's talk about this way. You keep your, you know, your persona, and I could sign you to any. I'll take you and let you get work to any promotion you like. Where would you want to go? Where's the most? You could go to Japan. You go to WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor. You know, wherever. Where would you want to go? Shine, Shimmer.
It's gotta be WWE, obviously, but I mean, realistically, I'd like to go to Shine at least or Shimmer. That'd be great to do. There's a bunch of more new companies coming out, like Global's coming out. I mean, I'd like to do something like that. But realistically, probably like Shine, Shimmer, things like that. And I know there's a bunch of new companies coming out in Las Vegas too. I'd love to go down there.
Yeah, I love Vegas.
Anywhere that would have me, I would love to go and be a part of their show.
Oh yeah. Well, got another question for you. What was the first time you really felt like you had that breakout moment? How was that? Yeah, tell us about that moment for you.
I gotta say that it was probably during a show on ICW, and like I was mentioning before, just those faces, those smiles on the girls' faces, like I've been there a couple of times, and after that I started seeing the Superman t-shirts coming out and everybody just screaming my name, and it was just great to see how excited they were to see me there, and it's just great to see. As soon as I walked in the door, they're hugging me and saying thank you for coming. It's these little girls that are like 10 years old. It's great. That's a great feeling.
All right, so now with that being asked, what's the next question I have for you is wrestling, you know, what does wrestling mean to you, being able to go out to the indie shows, performing, be able to, you know, make an impact on these kids' lives? What has it been like for you?
It's been fantastic. I love doing it. I love, like I said, the kids' faces on there. I love the anticipation of them knowing I'm coming. As soon as I walk into the show, the event, they come running up to me. That's just a great feeling.
Did you get to did you get to follow the wrestling back where we had, you know, the era where we had Lita, Trish, Molly Holly, you know, Ivory, Jacqueline? Did you ever get to follow that era?
I mean, I wasn't watching at that time, but lately I've been going back there and trying to watch the things they do. I mean, I love Lita. I love her style and everything. So, I mean, some matches from there for sure.
Yeah, you know, and also there's a lot of, like, Eva Lise over at Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah,
she's sick. She really is. And some of the moves she comes off with is phenomenal. So that's something, also another one for a watch. Who was, you know, have you ever wrestled anyone that's been in the main shows and then just training and stuff, coming back? Yeah, have you ever, you know, who were some of your favorite opponents that you've wrestled?
I loved everybody I wrestled. Nobody that's really been on the main stage yet, but I've wrestled. Stacey Shadows was awesome to wrestle. You had mentioned Great Giant. She was great too. There's been some newcomers that I've wrestled. Renee Van Peebles, I actually trained with her with PCW, so I love actually wrestling against her because we know each other so well. We know our styles. So we always have a great match. Everybody I wrestle, I love to wrestle. Specifically, I can't really give specifics because everybody's great. Everybody's been great. There hasn't been really a person that I didn't like. I know that I think that you've had an interview with Nyla Rose. She's awesome. We're great together. I hope to wrestle her again soon.
She is phenomenal. I watched a lot of her film. I've interviewed her twice. She is the one woman I've seen where I've seen her, she's tall, she's the Native American, but the high flying, and then the workouts she does, it's just intense.
Right.
So
exactly.
I definitely, I would, man, love to see, I'd like to see her. You know, I would love to see her, you know, get a chance at the main roster because, you know, she's got a great story to tell. And I just, you know, I like that you mentioned her. And like I said, Grace Cheyenne, she's really she brings back a lot of the old school flair. You know that you have women like Luda Vachon back in the day. You know, sensational Sherry. You know, you had women that could portray a role, and she does that so well too. So you know what's been in the wrestling business. You got stories, people laugh, you crack jokes. You got the ring stories where something's happened in the ring. You're wrestling somebody, and something now left field happens, and you're like, what just got what do I do? I don't know. Step on the board. We actually had a guy suplexed another or T-bone suplex, and the boards popped out. So,
oh, no.
So basically, they had to wrestle on one side of the ring and stayed there. And then as the other guys were underneath fixing it. That was a moment I won't forget. Well, then the same guys come to our show down in our location we're always in, and they do the same thing. And it's like, really, guys? Only you guys break the boards. And it's like, we like doing power moves. So I'm like, boy, do you ever. The ring don't like it. But we haven't had a problem since. But you have the ring stories. Then you have the fan stories because, look, I know you got those little girls that are happy. They got those pigtails going. They're all nice and dandy, but trust me, some of them will stab you. But anyway, like the old grandma that tried to run over somebody that I saw. But so you have some fan stories where they actually get so involved, like something's going down, and they just not to my favorite wrestler, and go after him.
I know that. I just saw one. I was working a show at AWTN, and Troy Miller was in a show, and the fans were literally attacking him because they were so mad at his character and everything. I've never had that problem, but I know that I had my match with the Great Cheyenne, and the little girls thought I really got hurt, and they were crying and making sure I was okay. And I mean, I have had that and everything, but as for breaking the ring, not yet. But I don't think that I'm gonna have that problem. But I'm sure it's gonna be something that happens. We just have to go with it.
Yeah,
just improv. It's all improv.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you've seen it in wrestling where the ropes break, and it's like, what do we do? Don't go on the ropes. What and we'll see in what I'm asking, I like the fan story, so we won't have to ask that one. But and then you have the locker rooms, then you have your road stories because you're traveling. So, first of all, the ring, have you had any matches where something happened and you just weren't expecting that, or the call wasn't right, but you still went with it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I had my first I guess you would call it the non-disqualification where we're wrestling outside of the ring, and the girl had told me take a suplex on the concrete there, and I was just like, all right, whatever. So I just kind of went with it, and that was my first time doing something like that. That was maybe a few months ago, and you just, like, with all the adrenaline and everything, you just have to go with things. If something happens, I mean, tuck your head. That's all you got to think.
Mm-hmm. Now, any of the locker rooms where someone decided to have a little fun, one guy's freaking grabs someone's gym bag, hide it, and the guy's coming out as boxers to wrestle?
I mean, I've seen it before. It didn't get that bad because I'm sure the promoters would not be too happy if a wrestler came out in their boxers. But I mean, I have seen bags been hidden before. But like I said, I don't think the promoter would really appreciate the wrestler that they book coming out in boxers. So
it happened. Trust me. The reason why not just that, but the locker room just having jokes, shooting.
Oh yeah.
Someone does something and they just start razzing the guy. Now, have you ever had to do an inter-promotion match or intergender match?
Only mixed tag. So nothing as an intergender, just like me versus a guy.
what's your favorite location to work? And I mean, like, or not location, but favorite venue.
My favorite venue, like promotion. What kind of promotion?
Yeah.
I would have to say ICW right now. That's probably my favorite. It's a little far for me, but just the energy of all the people there, the locker room. I mean, everything's pretty much great about it. I have no complaints about anything. Not that I have complaints about other places, but just the energy and the atmosphere, and the booker and the owner of the company is he's just a great person and a good person to work for.
Cool. What aspirations, what would you like to see yourself? I mean, I know you say you want to do it all, but what I'm saying is, like, what is the moment, what is something that it's a goal, you're striving for it, but what is the goal that, you really want to just grab with both hands and just go full throttle with?
My goal is to go as many places as I can, be as part of as many promotions as I can, and just really have fun with it.
You have people that are in relationships, you have people that are married, and you have, because, like, what was it? On May 5th, I interviewed a married couple that both wrestle. And,
right.
So on the road, it's hard, but how do you find, what's your challenge being on the road wrestling?
Like I had mentioned, like, you can hear the dogs in the background. My challenge is to get someone to watch them. I actually travel a lot with Matt Creed, so I don't really have that problem with leaving my spouse at home. So he's with me most of the time. My biggest problem is just getting someone to take care of my dogs. Other than that, I miss them too. They're like my kids. But that's the hardest thing for me.
Now, here's something for you. You were talking about you watch videos. Now, do you get to watch videos of yourself wrestle or links? And if you do you find it hard to critique yourself? Do you like to have someone with you to critique yourself with you? What works for you?
I watch every single match that I am in, because that's basically the way I was taught. You record yourself, you see what you did wrong and what you did right. So I'll have someone record me, a friend that's in there, or a person I'm with, or one of the other wrestlers, and I will have somebody sit there with me and tell me what I should have done there and what was good and what I can do better in every single match I have.
In the business, you're going to have young people come into the business. You're going to have young guys, women, everyone's going to want to come in and wrestle at one point. And then you're going to have that moment where weeding comes out, where, okay, it's getting a little challenging. What in you made you stick to keep going to this point?
It's fun for me. As lots of people say, if you talk to them, the moment it stops being fun, you should retire. Don't do it anymore. It's just a great feeling to just be out there trying new stuff, critiquing yourself, just having fun with every aspect of the whole business.
For young women out there that are wanting to become wrestlers, this is one of the questions that just got thrown to me by actually my daughter. For young women out there that want to become wrestlers, that, the road may not be it's going to be challenging. What would you say to them, to, like, the best advice you would give them?
Don't quit. I mean, there's going to be times that you're going to be afraid to do something, or there are people that say the girls can't wrestle as good. They're never going to get to do as much as the guys, but that's not true. You're going to do what you want to do. If you think that you're not going to be able to do something, it's not going to happen. It's all mind over matter. If you can think you can do it, and you can do it.
One of the things, we went over the Facebook and everything, and the social media. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. It'd be phone calls. It'd be, ring, ring, someone answer, please. But biggest challenges now, though, is, trying to connect with people still in this day of where we live in, for you, have you ever had a moment where, crap, I don't know where the place is. GPS told me one way, but it's not even here.
Like getting lost at places, you mean?
Trying to find new places to go. You're not used to the area, stuff of that sort. Did you ever have those issues?
No, I have this newfangled dangled thing that's called the GPS. I mean, it works pretty well. So I haven't had problems with anything. As for getting the actual places, like I said, Facebook is just what works the best. And if I do get a new booking somewhere, I'll look at the route and make sure I know where I'm going. I'll leave that 30, 40 minutes early in case I do get lost. So, I'll be there when I'm supposed to be there. So I haven't really had too many problems with that. There's been a couple times that I couldn't find the place, but I'll call the promoter or I'll just put it in there and just drive around a couple times, and we usually find it.
I gotta tell you, heard some stories once, and the best story I heard with that, and you don't think that's it's like, oh man, come on, that's kind of a weird question to ask, but no, it actually is legit. A buddy of mine put the information in. Problem was he didn't put the right state in, and boy was he ever lost. And they're like, you're supposed to go north, not south. They're like, oh god. So they were whole badly lost there. And that's always the lesson of the day. You make sure you do your own research when it comes to looking for a place. Don't depend on somebody. Hold on. Let's see here. Thank you. You talk about you want to do everything, but what is something in this business that you will never forget, that is just, even when it's all said and done, you've made, what is it 5 years from now? You're wherever you want to be. What do you want indie wrestling to be? What do you want to see the women's wrestling be like when, you are in the big show and you get to, get online and you get to watch some of the wrestlers out there in the indie scene? What do you want to see happen?
Basically just have that more of a focus on the women's wrestling. There's so much focus on the guys wrestling all the time. There are a few companies out there that do just focus on women, but I'd rather see something like, for instance, like all women's matches and maybe 2 or 3 guys matches. So still have those guys matches on there. I think that brings in a different crowd, but have the focus to be on more women's matches. So basically be the opposite of what most feds are, and not exactly what Shine or Shimmer is. So don't focus completely on the women, but be them. They are what's bringing in the people, but you also have that star match with a guys or a mixed tag or a guy's title. I have a couple titles for the girls and then one title for the guys. So complete opposite of what promotions are really doing now.
Hey, that actually sounds good. I like that idea, actually. Because, in the women's division, like, we talked about WWE, and that's what that's another thing I wanted to ask, but it's like, you have the women's division and you just watch, and it's like, they get what, maybe 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
And they do their finishers. One gets kicked out of the ring. The match is over, and that's it.
Right.
There's no storytelling. It's like you watch NXT, and this is what bothers me. You watch NXT, they could put on about a 20 to 30 minute or a 20-minute match. Paige, Emma, let's just go ahead and take them. They put on a heck of a fight match. Charlotte, Sasha. But now you put them in WWE, they'll have that same 5-minute match and squash. And it's like, okay, look, I get you wanting to try to bring women up because God knows you need to. You don't have the crop like you had before. And let's be honest, it probably is not coming back. But do you ever feel like, God, can we just get the writing to switch? Can we get the writing out of WWE and put the NXT people that are working on the women's, because it looks like they're seeing what we're seeing. Do you ever feel like there's that struggle there for you? Like you're watching and you're like, man, I wish, come on, give us a little substance. Give us a little steak with it. Give us a little sizzle.
Yeah, for sure. But I actually do think that WWE is seeing that now. I mean, I've talked to some of the backstage people, and they do see what the people are talking about, especially the female wrestlers are the the female indie wrestling fans, and they do see that the women aren't getting that chance there. And I think they're trying to correct what they're doing now. Like you said, they are bringing up all those better wrestlers. Not to say that the girls on the main roster are bad, not at all. They're bringing up those people that have more of that wrestling background and started in the indies to the main roster. And they are trying to develop those people. They're bringing more people into NXT to take the places of the women that are going to the main roster. And like I said, they're still bringing in some models and stuff, but they are using a lot of the indie workers that are on the scene. So I think they're starting to hear people, and they're trying to work more with the women wrestlers.
By the way, before anything else, I don't want to forget, SmackDown. If y'all didn't watch, it's the Adam Rose bit. Our girl, Jessie Belle Smothers, yes, she was, she wrestles everywhere. But look, I love this girl. She's, Southern Belle of the South. But yes, she was a rosebud. I saw the picture, saw the video. I'm psyched because she's one, I feel, if she could get her foot in the door, like Nalia, like, Cheyenne, like, it's like there's so many women wrestlers there that have a story and that could really give some good substance. Now, and I like how you said that. The women on the main roster, we really don't know what they can do because, like Natalya, people will say stuff about Natalya. She could go. She went against Charlotte, had a fabulous match, so Charlotte becomes the champ. But the thing was, Natalya has had matches with Michelle McCool, Mickie James. She has wrestled a lot of these women too. So she's, and the Hart family, that is legit. So, I feel like, I'm glad you mentioned that, these women on the main roster, I feel bad for them because, like, to me, I think Tamina, you give me Tamina, you give me Natalya, Paige, Naomi. Those are 4 right there. I'll write you a freaking 12-week storyline that would work versus, versus a 5-minute, okay, next, super kick. And to me, if I was in charge of WWE, the one thing I would do is this. I would wipe out Divas and call it the women's division. Because ever since they went to Divas, it just has not felt right. And I understand why. Butterfly, okay, cute, but the thing is, it's wrestling. Women wrestle. I mean, women take it seriously. I get it. Yeah, people like it. But what I've watched, women do take it seriously, and they'd rather be called women versus divas. Have you had that issue?
Being called a diva?
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of a diva, I think of like Beyonce or something like that. Like,
thank you.
Basically, a rude girl. So I mean, yeah, I can see why it bothers the girls there to be called diva. I mean, I've always been called a wrestler. In the indie scene, I haven't really been called a diva at all. And I mean, if I got to the WWE, I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird because, like I said, I see a diva as someone that's gonna be like the mean girl,
Yeah.
like from the movie The Mean Girls. That's what I see a diva.
Yeah, it's not, and the way I see it is, it's nothing against WWE, but it's like that is something that, man, it's just, the smell test. Does it pass the smell test? To me, it doesn't. But, they've done it. They make the money, not me. I'm home. They're there in their $1 million houses.
Right.
But what is it, the wrestling, everything. I appreciate you spending the time on a Friday night, talking and having the show. We've had a lot of good viewers, a lot of great questions. Want to thank everybody. If someone wants to book you, we kind of talked about Facebook, but let's go ahead and get your booking information out there. Let's go ahead, so, I don't want to sound like I don't care about booking people. I want to help you. And maybe, who knows, one day we might have Miss Superwoman, Selene Gray here, wrestling in Georgia. So go ahead and give us your booking information.
Yeah, the best way to contact me is I have a Facebook profile. And like you mentioned, I do have a Facebook athlete page as well. It's actually they're both under Selene Gray, but the page is under Supergirl Selene Gray. And the other one, I mean, if you look me up on Facebook, see someone with a Superman symbol on their chest, that's me. Just either add me or like my page, and you can contact me that way.
And by the way, guys, she really is good. Watch her videos. She's on YouTube. Selene Gray versus, that's the best way you want to do it. Check out the match with her and Io Rose. Check out the match with her and the Great Cheyenne. She's really good, and I enjoy watching you. Definitely a fan favorite. I can tell the crowd do respond to you. Let's talk about that real quick. I mean, we've got a few minutes left on the show. How does it make you feel, the fans' response, in that match? People talk about different ways they feel, but what is it that you feel when you're in that ring, you hear those girls cheering for you, you see the crowd of Blues Super shirts? What does that do for you?
It's great. I mean, I just try to focus on what I have to do. I bring the energy of what the crowd is there, and there are times that it's not there too. So I kind of make it get up there, and I mean, just seeing all those T-shirts out there, it's just a great feeling. There's no way to really describe it. Like, it's like Christmas morning.
So, but no, that's great because there's a lot of aspiring wrestlers, women and guys. That's something that's a key thing they got to learn is that you're not going to, every show you go to, you're not going to have the hype crowd. So you got to work double hard to get that crowd to go, whoa, did you see that? And
right.
It's hard because, so for some reason I've learned in wrestling, you think you just be hype. You just be ready. And then you got some shows where it's almost like you're at a church show, or a library.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, like you said, you just have to get them behind you. If it takes you going out in the crowd and doing a move in the crowd and giving that holy crap moment, they'll get back on your side.
And by the way, another great way to get them on your side, you get your ring announcer or get whoever's. By the way, I run commentary, and there's a reason why. My commentary, I provoke the crowd. So what I like to do is when I go, who's ready for wrestling? So what I do, I take my mic, I get off my stand. Now understand, I walk with a cane, so I have to throttle down the stairs, and then I go, okay, class is in session. C double lesson 1. How's wrestling? Y'all ready for some wrestling? What you don't do, cricket, 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 and I'll sit with the crowd as I'm doing this, and then I go, okay, lesson, the response we're looking for. Who's ready for wrestling? And start screaming, laugh, and doing a church revival dance if need be. I haven't had to break that out yet, thank God. But I'm not New Day. But you do that, and the crowd does. It's like this. If you're willing to lose yourself to get the energy up, then you're doing a great job. You know, and the way I see it is that energy is priceless. You need that for wrestlers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One thing is for wrestlers, they love what turns it. It's a phrase I hear people say a lot in the back. Turning the switch, from your regular person to your wrestler. Right? Everyone has a different way of switching it. One guy, no lie, chainsaw. One guy, his theme music. Person, sunglasses. I mean, I've heard music. I've heard colors. I've heard face paint. So I'm going to ask you, what's that switch for you?
To be honest, I bring a lot of myself to the ring. So not that there's not a switch, but just the energy from being out there, seeing those people, that's basically my main switch there. But as for changing my attitude, what you see in the ring is basically what I am in real life. I'm that high energetic person, that person's that's going to be there, just try to make everybody happy. I mean, I don't really have that side. I mean, obviously I have that side, but you're not going to see it. Maybe my boyfriend's probably the only one that'll see that, or my parents or siblings or something, but I'm always that person that just looks at the good instead of the bad.
Well, I'm glad you said that. So basically, you're constantly on then. From you go up, when you get up in the morning, you go. You're up. What your wrestler is you.
Pretty much, yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and this is not being funny or anything, but I'm saying keep that because so many people do have to have that switch where I don't know. For me, I wake up, eat, sleep, wrestling. This is what I am. I love it. I would, if I was, I'm wrestling in my mind, my spirit. I'm a wrestler, but in my body, physically, no. Now with the metal on my back. But trust me, people say it. The emotion, the just passion, it's there. You are one. So for me, it's like, keep that, man. If you don't have to have something switch you, good. That's just more gravy to the bowl. Yeah, I know I talk about food a lot. I know I'm Puerto Rican. Sorry. So, but look, I'm gonna tell you, Selene, I appreciate you. Appreciate your time. And if you have ever a time that you want to come back, heck, if your boyfriend's a wrestler and he wants to be on the show, shoot me a message. I'll get him on. But I want you to know, if you want to book, put stuff out there for the shows, put it in the group. I'll reshare it onto my main page to help you out. And also, guys, if you're watching this video and you're not watching it live, underneath where you can like, share, look at the description. You're actually going to see Selene Gray's athlete page as well as her Facebook. So give her a like. If you're a book promoter and you want to book her, hit it. Also, check out Kayfabe Concepts. My boy Paul, he will get you what you need for banners, posters, maybe a card that you want right up, and you kind of want some fancy stuff done to it. Talk to my boy Paul Jaser. Any wrestlers like Selene, I'm gonna say it. You got that beautiful picture of you as an animated character. You want to jazz it up some more? Talk to my boy Paul. He'll hook you up too. I mean, I don't know how much he'll hook you. I just know that he's my partner, so I want to kind of give him some business for him since he's helping me out. Sure. But check that out. Also, All Wrestling Talk Nation. .webs.com. That's where you're going to get the latest stuff here, where you're posting. And like I said, indie wrestling promotions, if you're around and you want All Wrestling Talk to be out doing interviews, doing pump-up shows where we rally up the crowd to get them fired up for your show, give me a call or contact me here, All Wrestle Talk Nations at Gmail. The address is on the website, as well as, hey, just leave a comment. I'll find you. But also go on my Facebook, All Wrestling Talk Nation, the Facebook page. I guess that's how I do it. Anyway. But anyway, Selene, any last words before I hit the end broadcast?
No, I think we covered a whole bunch. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a like. Follow me on Twitter. Feel free to message me. You have any questions on anything? Anybody wants to start wrestling? Like you were mentioning, some of the women have some issues. I have had women contact me and ask me a few questions. Feel free to shoot me a message, ask me questions, whatever you want.
And by the way, what's your Twitter handle? Let's go ahead and get that out there.
It's at Selene Gray.
At Selene Gray, guys. Definitely want to follow her. She is phenomenal. She's really upbeat. And guys, I'm telling y'all, check her out. If you're in the Midwest, you want to see her, when's your next booking?
My next booking is tomorrow at POW.
And who are you going to beat up?
I'm going to go against Stacy Shadows and Dazzling Donnie.
All right, now look, Donnie and Shadows, you're about to get your butt whooped because the
Supergirl. I don't think so, if they can catch me.
Well, no, they ain't going to catch you. Trust me. Come on, positivity. I'm trying to hook you up. But yeah, y'all check it out. Go out there, support POW Wrestling. Go out there, support indie wrestling, women wrestling, and male wrestling. Just as all the same. Like Selene said perfectly, wrestlers. It's indie wrestling. Support the whole body of it. Guys, thank you all so much. Selene, thank you so much. I'm C-Double. I'm out. See ya. Bye.